Welcome back to Master Your Glass with me, Livio Lauro. Did somebody say chocolate? Oh wait, I just did. Today we're gonna make two cocktails with one of the world's favorite flavors, chocolate. I'm gonna make a really strong one and then I'm gonna make a really long one. As you know, typically chocolate cocktails are very dessert-like, and I've been known to like one or two of those myself. But today we're gonna strain away from the chocolate martini style and we're gonna just make two drinks. Let's get to it. The first drink I'm gonna make is a dark chocolate and sea salt old-fashioned. It's gonna be nice and boozy. We're gonna get all the nice and rich caramel, bold flavors that you get out of an old-fashioned, but we're gonna add quite a bit of chocolate element to it. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little cube and put it in there. I'm gonna saturate it with Aztec chocolate bitters. I love these bitters because they really give some spicy notes, almost cola-like, along with some rich dark chocolate flavors. I'm gonna go with 3 dashes, 1, 2, and 3. Now, when you're making an old-fashioned with a sugar cube, you also need just a little bit of water, or soda water, I should say. It'll just help you smash that cube into what you need it to be. So I'm gonna just take my pestle side of the spoon, and as you can see, I'm just making a nice little paste with it. All right, there we go. So the next ingredient I'm gonna add is 1.5 ounces of bourbon whiskey. As you know, typically the old-fashioned has more than that, between 2.5 to 3 ounces. But of course, today I'm gonna add a little chocolate element to it, so I'm gonna go with 1.5. And there she goes. I'm using Bulleit bourbon. Bulleit also has a high spicy, a high rye recipe in the bottle, or what they call the mash bill. And what this will do is it'll give more spice to this sea salt and chocolate cocktail. Okay, next I'm gonna add 1.5 ounces as well of Ohm, which is an organic liqueur. In this case, it's dark chocolate and sea salt. It comes in at 15% alcohol by volume. You've probably seen an episode in the past with this liqueur as well that I've done. And 1.5 ounces as well. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, so recapping what's in my glass right now, I have 1.5 ounces of Bulleit bourbon. I have 1.5 ounces of Ohm dark chocolate and sea salt. I have 1 sugar cube, and I have 3 dashes of the chocolate bitters. Let's go ahead and give this a mix. I also added a splash of soda, as you saw earlier, just to dissolve the sugar cube a little bit and give me a hand. I'm not gonna give this a mix before I add the ice in. And speaking of ice, I'm just gonna grab 1 large cube, just like that. I'm gonna put that right in there. There we go. And to make sure that I dissolve it, now I'm gonna just give it another stir one more time. It's a little easier to mix without the ice in it, which is why I'm mixing it twice, once before and one after. Okay, time for the garnish. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to do a few things. I'll show you, hopefully the top-down view will help me on this one. I'm gonna take a maraschino cherry, and I'm gonna open the can, and I'm just gonna grab one of these, and I'm going to pick it right there, right at about the beginning of the line, and I'm gonna place it right on here. And then, so what I have here is a dehydrated pear, and the dehydrated pear has been dusted with white chocolate and rose petals. It comes from a company called Dress to Drink, which I recently discovered, and their garnishes are available at dresstodrink.com. I'll leave you a link below, just because I really think that what they do is very cool. So there you go, drink number 1, nice, bold, and boozy. Let's move on to the second one. So for the second one, I was inspired by an egg cream, by a chocolate egg cream. Now, the combination of ingredients inspired me to have it. I am keeping all my ingredients very cold because this cocktail has no ice, which means everything should be cold. Let me dump this out. Okay, now I have a very cold glass. Once again, in this glass, I'm gonna just add a 1/2 ounce this time of bourbon, just like that. And I am going to add 1 ounce of dark creme de coco. I love this brand, Marie Brizard. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my milk, and like I said, I've been keeping everything very cold. This milk here has been over ice, and I'm going to add about 4 ounces. There's 1, and then there's 4. Okay, very good. And then last but not least, I'm going to top it with soda. Now here's the trick that I do with soda. First and foremost, I have this battery operated handheld mixer. I put the double spring attachment to it. It comes with either or, and I'll leave a link to this below. What I like to do is I like to place this almost towards the bottom so I can get a gist of how it's spinning so that I don't splash in my face. And then I go up a little bit to see what my limit is. As I go up, I just pour in the soda water so that I can get a nice little foam on the top. Now I know I'm pushing my limits. If I go up anymore, this is going to splash in front of me. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Okay, there goes that, there goes that. Now you should be able to see there's a layer here. You'll see that up to this point, there's just the beverage, and then the cream or the foam goes on the top. That is the way I like to make it. And then I went to the store, and at the Asian store, I found these Rosebuds, which I figured I would just top them on top of. Of course, it's an extra touch. You do not need to do it. At this point, the drink is ready to go. Of course, if you choose to, you can garnish it with anything you want. I'm just gonna go with that, just because I have some of these here. There we go. Let's set that away. Let's set that away. Let's OCD clean the counter. And there you have drink number 2, which is going to be my spiked chocolate soda. It's time to drink these bad boys, so let's give this a shot. So the first one I'm going to drink is, of course, this dark chocolate and sea salt old fashioned. Everything I was expecting from a old fashioned, which means the booziness, the caramel, and the spicy notes from the bourbon. It's also giving me a lot of acid. My mouth is watering. Absolutely delicious. And I guess the alter ego of the chocolate cocktail. This one was boozy and bold. This one over here is light and fluffy and gonna be refreshing. Let me try it out. Oh, I can drink this all day. This is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Alrighty. Well, if you liked the episode, please do hit like and subscribe and all that fun jazz, and visit our Patreon. And like I said, I'll leave you some links below in our description. And do be sure to come back to Master Your Glass with me, Livio Lauro, where you get expert instruction for everyday consumption.